Chapter 1. In this chapter, we will start building the Google spreadsheet by filling in the columns and rows accordingly. Chapter 1. Part 1. This part will be focused on filling in the names of each column with what we want to name them. Create a new Google Sheet. Important note: GPT's API will be used to generate content for the blogs and/or social posts in the automation. Add these columns: post and/or blog idea. This is where you enter your blog and/or social post idea. Action, where you choose your actions to trigger the automation to carry out the function you choose. Keywords, where the automation will fill in the keywords for your blog and/or social post. Hashtags, where the automation will fill in the hashtags for your blog and/or social post. Blog title, where the automation fills in the blog title. Blog body, HTML. Automation fills in the content of the blog in HTML format. Image, main image that will be used for blog plus socials. Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Reddit for your social media content, which will be generated by AI. Chapter 1. Part 2. This part will focus on adding the drop-down options for the automation that will trigger inside the spreadsheet. In the Actions row, you will add these options as selections. Generate post and/or blog idea. Post and/or blog idea generated. Generate hashtags and keywords. Hashtags and keywords generated. Generate blog title. Blog title generated. Generate blog post, HTML. Blog post, HTML, generated. Generate featured image and/or thumbnail. Featured image and/or thumbnail generated. Generate all social posts. All social post generated. Generate Facebook post. Facebook post generated. Generate Instagram post. Instagram post generated. Generate Pinterest pin. Pinterest pin generated. Generate LinkedIn post. LinkedIn post generated. Generate Reddit post. Reddit post generated. Twitter or X.com isn't included because Make has recently discontinued their integration with Twitter. Important notes: how you word these actions matter and is case sensitive. However you write the actions is how you will have to paste them in the Make scenario nodes when needed. For example, if you word the Facebook action, generate Facebook post, then you will have to write it that exact way in the Make automation when referring to it. We numbered each action, but the order in which you number the actions, if you decide to, are up to you. After each social platform, you will add a status column containing these options for the drop-down. Draft, what will show after the content is generated. Post, what you will use to trigger the automation to post to socials. Posted, what you will see if the post was successfully posted. This will update depending on the post being in draft mode. You set the status to post, or after the post goes out successfully, it will update itself to posted. Chapter 1. Part 3. When using Google Sheets in Make.com, you must connect them using a webhook. This part requires a Google Workspace subscription. For this part to work, a Google Workspace subscription will be needed. Add this webhook located in the help document located in the description below. We will quickly go over how to do this. Chapter 2. This is where we will add the make nodes needed to make the automation work. In this case, ChatGPT and Google Sheets. Important notes. We will be setting up each node and renaming them accordingly. Chapter 2. Part 1. The first part of the automation will be for generating the blogs. We will configure GPT nodes for the blog idea, title, keywords and hashtags, body in HTML format, and an image using placeholder prompts that will also be used for the social media posts. Start a new scenario in make.com. The first node will be Google Sheets Watch for Changes node. Add a router to connect to different sections of the rest of the automation. The next node we will add is a GPT chat completion to generate the post and/or blog idea, and a Google Sheets update row node after. We will use 2 separate nodes for the hashtags and keywords, as they have their own input fields in the Google Sheet. Once that's done, adding a GPT chat completion for the blog, HTML, will be next. We use this automation to create short, informative blogs. Anything larger may decrease quality and content unless you manually add more content yourself without relying on the AI or automation. The output for the blog will be in HTML format, so we will make sure to mention this in our prompt. We post our blogs on Medium and on our WordPress website. For you, it may be different. Remember to add the Google Sheets update row node after each. The next step will be adding a DALL-E GPT image generate node to generate the featured blog image and/or thumbnail and social posts. Chapter 2, Part 2. The social media, part of the automation. In this part, we'll also be using ChatGPT and Google Sheet nodes as well. We will add more GPT chat completion nodes for each social platform we want to create content for. In this instance, it will be Facebook, Insta, Pinterest, and Reddit. After each GPT node, you will add a Google Sheets update row node to update the sheet each time content gets generated for their respective social platform. Testing blog and post idea. Testing keywords and hashtags. Chapter 2, Part 3. The best way we have found to make this automation work is to add filters to each path to help the automation recognize what it needs to do for what part of the automation. For example, generating the blog image. The automation will need to be triggered from Google Sheets actions to let the make scenario know what needs to be done or what's in process at the time. This is needed for the automation to populate the fields in the spreadsheet with the content generated by the GPT nodes. Important notes. Make sure each trigger option that is used matches up with the filters that will be set. This ensures the automation triggers the proper part of the automation. Also, in each update row node in the automation, be sure that it is configured to update the Google Sheet with the content that was generated by the GPT node. 4O Mini will be the model we choose for all GPT nodes. When choosing the row in each Google Sheet node, you will choose the row Start Data block. When creating some prompts, data will be used from other nodes in the section as context for the automation output. For example, when generating a Facebook post, we will use the blog, post idea, or the blog title as context. You will need basic Google Sheets editing knowledge to clean up the sheet because it can get messy. You will have to unlink all sections of the automation and start with the sections you will test one by one, then continue to link as you go. If all sections are connected, the automation will give errors and won't run because the nodes will try to run without being configured. Name the conditions accordingly in the filters and make sure that the condition is set to be equal to the proper action. For example, if you are using Generate Facebook Post action, you must copy and paste that same text from the action and paste it into the filter's condition. That way, when that trigger is chosen, the automation will know which section of the automation to trigger along the way. We will be cleaning up the Google Sheet and correct mistakes that were made. Testing featured image and thumbnail. testing blog and HTML. Once all the prompts, filters, updates to the Google spreadsheet and configurations are set, and testing is done with everything working, we can repurpose the content that was generated and adjust prompts as we see fit. After your connections and APIs are added, we will add prompts to each GPT node to configure the type of output we want the GPT AI to output. Then, we will configure each Google Sheet update row node to update the Google spreadsheet with the content that was generated while setting the status of the post to draft. We will also be creating filters for each section that will be triggered by the Actions row in the Google Sheet. Testing social posts. Chapter 3. Now we test the automation to find out if everything is working as intended. Sometimes you might miss a couple steps, which could cause errors or break the automation, so this is why we test. As you will see, we will make corrections to the automations, as mistakes were made. All prompts used are placeholder prompts for the sake of testing, to make sure things work. Now that the automation has been tested, you can take the template that we provided and use for yourself and edit or change it up at your will. What we have shown is our own way of creating this automation. Please keep in mind that there can be more efficient ways to do this, but we want to try to keep it simple for our viewers. Not be showcasing the posting to socials part in this video. If you are unfamiliar with make.com, we suggest to practice using the automation without its posting section to prevent spamming on your socials, which can lead to bans and/or blocks on your social accounts. Getting a hang of how the automation works will make posting the content to each platform much more easy. Another reason is API calls cost money when using GPT or DALL-E. We want you to be aware of these details when trying to use this automation. If you have more knowledge than us in this area, please feel free to give us feedback on ways we can improve not only the automation, but ways we can explain it to be more clear for our viewers. Thank you for watching. We wish you much success on your social media and blogging automation systems. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment or send us an email. Please like and subscribe.